Hello! As you can probably tell by the title of this video, this is something a little bit different today. A couple of months ago, I went out to sunny, summery London to a park to find out what complete strangers knew about LGBT history. So this is how it worked. I showed them this timeline that was from 1960 to 2019, and then I gave them a series of events or laws passing, things that have been important to LGBT history, and got them to pin them on the timeline where they thought it happened. Once they pinned all the events on the timeline, I then revealed to them what years those things had actually happened. I've left a list in the description of all of the different events that we talk about. I thought it'd be kind of interesting, if you wanted to copy and paste it into the comments and guess before watching this video all the way through what year each of those events were likely to have taken place. And then at the end of the video, see how close you were. Now, full disclosure, this is not the kind of talking to people on the street video which is trying to humiliate people or make them look bad about not knowing about things that they should definitely know about. Although I wish that a lot more people knew about LGBT history, there are even some LGBT people in this video who didn't know a lot of these dates. These aren't things that we've been taught. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. For now, let's see how much they knew.
I like to think I know some things, but this might be quite revealing.
I think I can do this. I think I can do this.
I've got a Pride wrist strap and a Spice Girls t-shirt, so if I really mess this up...
100% title is going to be Idiots in Park Don't Know Anything.
When were the Stonewall Riots?
Okay, that's an easy one because it was literally the 50th anniversary a few days ago, so that happened in 1969.
I'm going to go here. 1980.
70s.
So it's 50 years this year, isn't it? So...
70s.
What do you think?
70s.
Here.
Around there.
I cannot do maths.
Is that a complete guess?
No, I reckon it's around there.
So yeah.
Yes.
Massive guess.
I want to say this.
When was homosexuality decriminalised in the UK?
The entire UK or just England and Wales?
I think that was probably quite recent. Oh, I don't know, actually.
Well, I'm going to go with 1990.
I think it was like there.
No, I'm going to put this one 1970.
It was around 1980, because I know it just happened before I was born.
Like before.
Okay, not 60.
80s.
Oh, really?
No, actually, I think it was closer to 1990.
90s.
I have no idea.
70s.
So I literally give a lecture on like gay history not that long ago at work, and if I kind of forget some of this, it's kind of like, yeah.
When did it become illegal to discriminate in UK workplaces on the basis of sexuality?
Again, I think because of Northern Ireland, that was close, I think, to about the 2000 mark.
I think probably here.
I'm going to say somewhere around here.
Like, thinking like here, yeah.
Probably quite late.
Yeah, probably quite recently.
I will also say 1990, but now I've used that one, so I'm going to have to say 2000. But
I think it's 2000s.
When did it become illegal to discriminate in UK workplaces on the basis of being transgender?
Actually, that's...
Oh, that was not that long ago, I think.
Oh, way later.
Maybe this might be later.
Should we move that one up and then put trans, like, close to 2010?
Okay, I think this will be more recent.
2015, I think. It was very recent and shamefully so.
This is new.
I'm going to say 2010, but that doesn't feel right.
Oh, it might even be as recent as this.
Somewhere like here, possibly? This is all guesswork, by the way.
I don't know. I'm going to go there.
Let's go down here. All right.
When was the age of consent equalised to 16 for all sexualities?
So you're
90s.
implying that there was a time where it's different?
Oh, I'm going to say 1960.
Again, thanks to Northern Ireland.
It was somewhere, I think it might have been like late 90s.
Age consent is going to be between 1980 and 1990.
I think I'm going to put this 2000s.
Yeah, I was going to say here.
When did we say it was legal?
2002 rings a bell, because I was about the age of consent when it was changed.
When did equal marriage become legal in the UK?
That's 2010, right?
Possibly 2016?
No, it was 2010.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, so...
That was kind of here.
Yeah, but we're talking about not civil partnership, we're talking about like legal right. Like when you could get married. No, they're different vibes.
I thought 2010. 2012, I think.
That was quick.
I know David Cameron did it.
I think it's around about here.
I'm going to put that there. I think that's 2016.
What year were gay and bisexual men freely allowed to donate blood?
Oh.
You'd made that.
I wouldn't. I've never donated it. Like, I tried it years and years and years ago.
Again, it's not.
Oh, I don't think that's legal yet.
That is a good question.
Is that a trick question?
Donate blood.
Or is it?
Get 90 together, I reckon.
No, after that, I'd say.
I think.
Yeah, thousands of them.
It's
I'd say
really,
you're
really
in-
new.
I'd say you're in the
I would say around here.
I think that might be
I think somewhere like 1993, maybe. I don't know.
kind of here.
I'm going to say not yet. This is a trick question.
Do you want to do it now?
Sorry, that's your job.
What year did the UK government lift the ban on lesbians and gay men serving in the armed forces?
It's got to be between 2010 and 2000.
Shut up.
I'm really liking this teamwork.
I think that could be more like here.
What did you say? I have no idea about this.
I think that's. I think I was gonna say I think that's quite recent.
After
It was founded in the 90s for sure.
97 rings a bell for that.
Yeah, get that.
It's early, but they have been
I
really
think
good.
I think it's around here.
Do you reckon that?
Yeah, I do.
It was around the time of year a lot of this stuff was happening, I think, under the Labour government. So I'm going to say about 98.
I'm going to say maybe somewhere around here, like 2009, 2010.
Section 28 was part of a law put into place that prohibited the promotion of homosexuality as a pretended family relationship, essentially preventing it from being discussed in UK schools. What year was Section 28 repealed?
1988 was when it came in.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to say like 2 years later, maybe.
Where do you think it
So
got to be
decriminalisation's got to be like 90s then, surely.
I'll hold this for you.
So it got brought in under Thatcher.
Mr. Tony Blair.
Why do you know all of the prime ministers' names?
I'd say that's probably somewhere here, just before 2000s.
So that's 2012, roughly around about there.
I think, again, it was around 2003, 2004.
Around here, like early 90s, early to mid, maybe.
What year did the World Health Organization declassify being gay as a mental or behavioural illness?
Oh,
It was the World Health Organization individually. Yeah, I think it was about then.
Okay, we're going to go a bit earlier with this one. I think we're going to go for
oh, this is a hard one.
somewhere in the 70s.
It's one of those things that I think should have happened ages ago, but it might be more recent.
That must be it must be here, right? It must be in the 60s, surely. Like literally right at the beginning.
I'm going to pop it there and hope for the best.
The 80s.
We've learned our lesson.
I'm going to say like in the late 80s.
I don't know.
Should go 2010.
No, it's obviously I think it's before then.
What year did the World Health Organization declassify being transgender as a mental or behavioural illness?
I'd say like shortly afterwards, maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be later, but I think probably not until
Oh yeah, it's definitely around.
90s, 2000s, maybe just here.
In the 80s as well.
I think the 80s. I'm standing by that.
Maybe even here.
Yeah, I'd say beginning.
Yeah.
Getting nearer to 2019.
Do you think?
This year. Again, shamefully so.
I think.
yeah,
I
I believe
mean, who knows?
That's our
Let's
thought.
just leave it.
So at this point we had gone through all of the events we wanted them to place on the timeline, and now it was time for the reveal. When were the Stonewall Riots? The answer? 1969. The Stonewall Riots, a key moment in queer history in the States and elsewhere in the world, happened 50 years ago this year.
Ah, okay. Is that the... Ah, okay, yeah.
When was homosexuality decriminalised in the UK? The answer? 1982. It was partially decriminalised in 1967. This was only in England and Wales. Before this, gay and bisexual men could be imprisoned, sentenced to hard labour, chemically castrated, and in the 1800s and before, sentenced to death. It was later decriminalised in Scotland in 1980, and finally in Northern Ireland in 1982.
Wow.
So I was a little bit off.
Blimey, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes, because it was only partial, so, wow.
Oh, well off on that one.
You were doing well, and then you.
And then we moved it. We panicked. We
Why
panicked.
did we do that again?
I can't
you
remember
then,
why,
you
but
panicked.
yeah, it was
Something
you.
came up.
Don't blame us.
Listen.
Don't blame us.
It was you.
When did it become illegal to discriminate in UK workplaces on the basis of sexuality? The answer, 2003. Sexual orientation was covered in workplace discrimination legislation from the 1st of December 2003.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was some point under that first sort of Labour government that it happened, so.
Blimey. I was well out.
Really?
2003. In the UK.
When did it become illegal to discriminate in UK workplaces on the basis of being transgender? The answer, 2010. Gender reassignment status is covered in the Equality Act of 2010 when it became illegal to discriminate against trans people in the workplace.
Okay, yes. I remember that now, so a little bit off that one.
We got that one right.
Okay.
When was the age of consent equalised to 16 for all sexualities? The answer, 2008. It took until 2001 for the age of consent to be equalised to 16 for queer men in most of the UK. It was only lowered from 21 to 18 in 1994. It was lowered to 16 in Northern Ireland in 2008.
Wow, was it really that recent? Okay, I'm going to say this on camera, I think I broke a few laws.
Age of consent. So you put that
1960.
1960. This I think might be the most wrong of any answers I've given. It actually wasn't equalised until 2001.
What?
Yeah.
When did equal marriage become legal in the UK? The answer? It still isn't. In most of the UK, equal marriage passed in 2013. Before this, the only legal recognition of these couples was in 2004 when the Civil Partnerships Act was passed. However, equal marriage is still not legal within the whole of the UK, as it's still illegal in Northern Ireland.
I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of people that will get the gay marriage one wrong. So a lot of people here do forget it's still illegal in Northern Ireland. Shocking number of people, yeah.
What year were gay and bisexual men freely allowed to donate blood? The answer? This hasn't happened yet. Although there are no restrictions on straight people giving blood based on their sexual orientation, if you're a man who has sex with men, then you still can't donate if you've had sex within the last 3 months, essentially banning sexually active gay and bisexual men from donating blood at all.
Really?
Not great.
It really doesn't benefit the people that need the blood the most.
And if somebody's straight and can go have unprotected sex 17 times in 1 week and still donate blood as if it's nothing, if they can check for that and that's okay, then there is zero reason why gay blood can't be considered the same. Zero reason.
What year did the UK government lift the ban on lesbians and gay men serving in the armed forces? The answer, 2016. The Labour government stopped banning people from the armed forces after the European Court of Human Rights ruled it unlawful in 2000. However, it wasn't until the Armed Forces Act of 2016 that it finally repealed homosexual acts as a grounds of discharge from the armed forces.
Okay, that was something I did not know actually, so.
What?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
What year was Section 28 repealed? The answer, 2003. The clause came into law in 1988 and wasn't repealed until 15 years later. Although where I grew up, the county actually created their own version of Section 28 and kept it until 2010, the year I left school.
Oh my god.
Isn't that incompatible with the Equalities Act?
You would think so, wouldn't you? That came in 2010, which is the reason why it had to
Come out.
Great. I'm sure that's led to many, many healthy LGBT children. Yeah.
What year did the World Health Organization declassify being gay as a mental or behavioural illness? The answer, 1992.
Oh! The year of my birth?
You put that all the way up in the 60s.
Yes.
That is very much wrong.
Really?
Didn't happen until 1992.
Oh, shut up.
What year did the World Health Organization declassify being transgender as a mental or behavioural illness? The answer, 2019, only a few months ago.
2 months?
In 2019.
Wow.
2 months ago.
Yep, earlier in 2019.
What the? That's crazy.
You did pretty well.
Yeah.
I am actually impressed with ourselves because I thought we'd know nothing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't really, but we got lucky.
We're really good at guessing.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty well, to be fair.
Was there anything that really surprised you?
This one. This one
Yours were
really.
earlier.
Massively earlier, yeah. I think this is probably the one that gets me the most.
That it was still.
That is still like all the way down there, wouldn't it? Should be. I thought it was like a bit more.
I think the length of time it took for the serving in the military to actually come into place, because I knew around the 2000 mark that kind of happened, but I thought we had done that long before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed in America, but the fact that it kind of took so long to become official is kind of scary, actually.
Well, I think generally everything, as you run through those answers there, I think everything is more recent than I had in my mind across the board.
Section 28, I mean, I can't believe why that even exists. I mean, what was the point?
The age of consent, I just kind of just assumed that, I mean, that it was always going to be like 16 for everyone, no matter what your sexual preference was.
The 3 months to give blood is the biggest surprise.
Yeah, I know that.
There's quite a few here that, in my optimism, I've sort of put a lot earlier, and there's quite a lot of things that happened quite recently, which is sort of hard to believe in many ways. And I think as somebody who, you know, is a young member of the LGBT community, it's strange to think that not that long ago, people who are just slightly older than me were facing so much more stuff and so much more, you know, so much more like just hardships and things. And I feel like I've learned a lot through doing this, and I also feel like a really bad gay.
In fact, it didn't really exist. I'm from New Zealand, and it didn't really exist in conversation at all until I was, you know, I came out when I was 16, and I had to find out for myself, you know, like Googling. And
Is it something that you think that like should be taught in schools?
yeah, absolutely. It's important awareness to know what's happened in the past for, you know, for gay people, but also just awareness of progression of, you know, societies as well. Yeah.
Amazing, thank you so much.
Cool.
This was so great.
Thank you.
So this is the correct timeline. These are just a handful of important events in our history, but there are so many more events, stories, pioneers who we don't really know about. These aren't things that we're taught in school. There's no LGBT museum for us to visit in London, and the lack of multi-generational spaces for queer people means this isn't something we can directly ask our elders about who were there when it was happening. I've talked about this in videos before, but what often happens is queer people, when they are coming into their own identity, will start to do their own research on this kind of stuff alone. And what they'll find is what a lot of people in these videos found, that actually the gains that we've had towards equality are much more recent. When they're researching our history, what they're going to come across is a whole lot of tragedy. I think it's vitally important that this history is talked about in schools, in communal places, in spaces where people can get support if they need it. In the description, I'm going to leave a list of resources and groups that are helping to keep this history alive, and I highly recommend you check them out. If you'd like to help support me make videos like this one, then please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. I have a load of tiers and different perks that you can get across there. As always, I'll leave a link to my social media so you can find me all over the internet. And until I see you next time, bye.